What's up, everybody? Today we're installing the last production pair of Z5 Cryos in this beautiful home. Yeah, so we've got the speakers in place right now. We're unboxing some Aavik electronics. So Tyler's actually working on the 280 streamer DAC. Josh is over here working on feeding a digital cable to connect to the TV to actually enhance the quality there as well. Next up, we're gonna start setting up the rack and get some music going.
So the fasteners that hold the drivers in on speakers, they can come a little bit loose during transportation, especially if the speakers are getting temperature changes. You know, wood will expand and contract, and sometimes the lugs that hold the drivers on will be a little bit loose.
Plugging in the mains outlets, we have a little strategy. You know, we get 8 outlets. Ansuz always identifies the critical outlet, the most critical outlet, which is the gray highlighted one. And that's where your preamp should go. If you don't have a preamp, you have an integrated, that's where you plug your integrated into. And that is the most important component of any hi-fi, so we prioritize the ground around that outlet. When a client is plugging in like a noisy TV perhaps, I try to put it as far away from the mains inlet as possible. When they're plugging in, say, monoblocks or very powerful amplifiers, I try to plug it in as close to the mains as possible. So I put a big power amplifier, a mono's here, noisy digital all the way at the end of the line. Again, everything is star grounded, so technically it shouldn't make a difference, but in practice we find like this works even a little bit better. We're going to connect the Ansuz speaks between the integrated amplifier and the speakers. And you'll notice something is that almost all of our installs we use exclusively bananas. These are 4mm bananas. A lot of folks ask us, hey, why don't you use spades? Why don't you use a different type of connection? And the designer and the engineer actually prefers the 360-degree connection point of a banana and the mechanical properties of a banana connected to his equipment. And so while you'll see convenience of a 5-way binding post, which means it'll accept a spade or it'll accept a bare wire, you'll see us time and time again use bananas. And that's straight from Audio Group Denmark's engineer. That is the preferred connection.
So a little background, we've got the last production speakers here, the Z5 Cryos in matte black. And on this side over here, we've got a 3-box system of some Aavik electronics 280 series.
So this client has Aavik 280 Trio. He's got the streamer DAC and the integrated amplifier. Even though this is legacy hardware at this point because they've just released the X88 series, Audio Group Denmark continues to support all their product with software updates. For an amplifier, it's fairly infrequent that there's an update. But for the streamer, the software gets updated pretty frequently with bug fixes, enhancements, that sort of thing. You can trigger the over-the-network software updates on Access and Aavik streamers through the remote control and the streamer's menu. But you can also do it through the streaming app by clicking on the gear icon, the settings icon in AGD Stream or MConnect Control. And you can see if there's a software update available that way and trigger it from the app.
Well, the speakers are brand new. As mentioned, Josie may have mentioned, this was the last pair of Z5 Cryos ever produced. And so they're brand new, but out of the box, absolutely phenomenal. They need to break in. They will open up more. Fortunately, this client's local, so we'll be able to come back and tweak them after he gets a few hundred hours on them, but couldn't be happier out of the box for sure.
Thanks for tagging along, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.